All rise, please.
Thank you. Maybe. Oh, not yet.
Suffolk County Court of Common Pleas is again in session. The Honorable Christine Kirchner.
Thank you. You may be seated. Call your next witness.
Your Honor, the state of Ohio is going to call Barkhurst.
Mr. Barkhurst, would you raise your right hand, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Go ahead and have a seat, and then I'll inquire. The last time you testified, I asked you not to speak with anybody about your previous testimony. Did you comply with my orders?
Yes.
Thank you. You may proceed, Mr. D'Angelo.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, first, before we start, there's a couple things I want to explain. Mr. Barkhurst's observations and the things he may label in his screens or on the slides you're about to see are his observations. As the trier of fact, you will decide the sole evidence in this case. And so he may point things out that he and the state of Ohio believe may be relevant or important to you, but you will ultimately decide what's on that video and what it is. He may point out, he may characterize it as something, but you are ultimately the deciders of what that video or those evidence or those slides show. So his observations are strictly his observations, and I want you to understand that just because he says that's what something is, doesn't mean that's what you may interpret it as. Does that make sense? Yes? Okay. All right, you may proceed.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. Sir, can you please just reintroduce yourself to the jury by stating your full name and spelling your last name for the record, please?
Bradley David Barkhurst, BRADLEYDBARKHURST.
And you're employed with the Ohio State Fire Marshal, is that true, sir?
Yes.
And just tell us again what your title was at the Ohio State Fire Marshal.
Forensic Specialist Supervisor.
Okay. And previously you had testified about your analysis of some video from 2016 in this case last week, I believe it was. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. And your purpose here today, is that the same, to analyze some video and put them into a narrative and video presentation?
Yes.
And your purpose is to view analytically anything that you see on this video, pull anything out that you think is relevant, and you put it into the narrative and video presentation. Is that right, sir?
Yes.
Now, Mr. Barkhurst, were you asked to perform a video forensic analysis on some items from 2017?
Yes.
Okay. And can you tell the jury what those items were that you analyzed and looked at?
It was a hard drive from a video recorder. It was 911 calls. It was crime photos and thumb drive.
Okay. And the hard drive that you were asked to look at, was that the actual hard drive or was it some sort of an image?
It was not the actual hard drive.
What was it then?
It was a forensic image of a hard drive.
Okay. And where was that hard drive from? What address?
714 volts.
Who submitted that to you?
Lieutenant Wren.
Okay. Now you also said that you looked at a couple of other items. What were those again? Let's just go one by one.
It was video from 714 Fulton Street.
Okay. And you listed a couple of other items. What were those?
911 calls.
Okay. Did you look at any other types of records?
Yes.
What were those?
Alarm.com records.
Okay. And anything else, sir, that you can think of?
Time, date, offset check photo.
Okay. And Mr. Barkhurst, that DVR image that you received from the Akron Police Department, what did you physically do with that image, that DVR image?
I extracted video files from that image.
And where did you put those?
I put those onto a hard drive.
Okay. Sir, I'm going to hand you a box that you had previously testified to and identified. This is State's Exhibit 64. Do you recognize this, sir?
Yes.
Tell the jury what this is.
It is my work product for this investigation.
Are the images that you extracted from that DVR image on this exhibit, State's Exhibit 64?
The video is.
Yes. The video images that you extracted from the image from the hard drive.
Correct.
From 714 Folds.
Yes.
Now, Mr. Barkhurst, when you viewed the DVR image, did you alter it in any way?
No.
Did you use any tools to assist in viewing the image and putting it into your narrative and video presentation?
Yes.
Tell the jury what tools you used.
Basically, I use a software tool to extract the videos from the hard drive, and then I use a tool to compile those videos that I found have relevant information, and I assembled those into a chronological timeline based on the timestamps on the videos.
Okay. And, I don't know if you know exactly how many images or how long of footage you were able to extract from the DVR image. Do you have an approximate amount of hours or no?
Hundreds of video files.
And do you know in a time sense of how long that is?
It's hours.
Okay. And how many hours of this footage did you watch?
Several hours, 7, 8 at least.
Okay. So you watched a lot of this video?
Yes.
Okay. And when you put together the narrative report and the video presentation, you used the images from the DVR image?
Yes.
Now, Mr. Barkhurst, I'd like to introduce to you what has been marked for identification purposes as State's Exhibit 121. Do you recognize this on the screen, sir?
Yes.
Can you tell the jury what this is?
This is a narrative report I made for this case.
And this is the 2017 case
Yes.
from the DVR image from 714 Folds?
Yes.
Okay, and we see this as a title slide. Is that fair, sir?
Yes.
Moving on to slide 2, can you tell the jury what you're showing here and what we're viewing?
Those are photos from Google Earth and also photos from the scene.
Okay, and what do the arrows reference? What are they pointing to? What are you trying to show here, sir?
Pointing those houses where they are on the large Google Earth map.
Can you see my little hand here? Well, maybe not my hand, but computer hand?
Yes.
All right. And so this here is, what residence is that?
714 Fold Street.
Okay. And then that arrow points there to that house.
Correct.
Okay. Mr. Barkhurst, you previously testified you had been out to this area.
Yes.
And do these images fairly and accurately reflect the neighborhood that you visited?
Yes.
Next, I'm going to point to, or have my digital hand, I'd call it, on this house right here. Do you know what that address is, sir?
1370 Hillcrest Street.
And you have the arrow pointing to the photograph?
Yes.
And that's marked as 1370 Hillcrest?
Yes.
All right. And then here on this house, what address is that?
1374 Hillcrest.
And we have this house here in the photograph that the arrow is pointing to.
Yes.
That's 1374 Hillcrest?
Yes.
All right. Our next slide, let's talk about this one, sir. Tell the jury what you're observing here.
Those are the
I'm sorry, can we approach both?
You may. All right, gentlemen. Mr. D'Angelo, you may proceed.
Mr. Barkhurst, before we talk individually about this slide, how many hours did you spend viewing all of this footage?
I don't know like an exact number of hours, but it took me several weeks to go through to put everything together.
Okay, and this is several weeks of work.
Yes,
What hours do you work there at the Ohio State Fire Marshal?
8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Okay, and you're just working on that, putting these presentations together.
Yes.
All right. Okay, back to slide 3, Mr. Barkhurst. Tell the jury what you're showing them here.
These are photos from 714 Fulton Street in 2017 of
Okay.
camera placement
All right, and
on the house of 714 Fulton Street.
okay, and they have you have corresponding arrows here. What do the arrows represent? I think it's probably self-explanatory.
It represents where those cameras are on the house of 714 Fulton Street.
All right, and up on the top here you have some labels. What do those labels represent and how do they correspond?
It's the individual camera numbers and where they're pointed to on the house
And how do you know what the camera numbers are, sir?
by looking at the video.
And it says it on the bottom corner. I believe you've seen some footage from it.
Yeah, on the bottom there is the video.
All right. And in slide number 3, Mr. Barkhurst, with this cursor here, my digital hand, I guess, what are these images representing? What do they show?
They're basically little thumbnails of video that was recorded at 714 Fulton Street.
And you have the corresponding camera numbers on the top there. Is that right?
Yes.
Slide 4, tell the jury what you're showing here, sir.
Okay, it's video recorded from 714 Fulton. One, the top is in the daytime, and then the bottom is at nighttime.
All right. Slide 5, tell us what you see here.
It's video recorded from 714 Fulton. On top is the daytime, and on the bottom is the nighttime.
And slide number 6, tell the jury what you're noting here.
It's video recorded from 714 Fulton. Camera 4, daytime on top, nighttime on the bottom.
Now, Mr. Barkhurst, you viewed this video footage from 2016 in your prior testimony. You testified about that, right?
Can you repeat the question?
I'm sorry, it was very, very bad. You viewed the video from this video from 714 Fulton in 2016. Is that right?
I reviewed video from 714 Fulton in 2016 as well as 2017.
Okay. And do the camera angles in 2016 appear to be exactly the same as they are in 2017?
Not exact, similar.
Similar but not exact. Okay. Slide number 7, can you tell the jury what you're showing here?
That's a photo from Google Earth of 1374 Hillcrest and 1370 Hillcrest.
Slide number 8, what are you showing here?
That is a thumbnail of video from 714 Fulton Street.
Okay. And this is, what are the corresponding arrows? What are they noting?
That points out the house seen on the far left on Google Earth, and then it points out 1374 Hillcrest Street, and it doesn't show 1370 Hillcrest.
Okay. But you're also pointing out the neighboring house to 1374 Hillcrest on the opposite side of 1370.
Correct.
Slide number 9, what are you showing here?
Arrows pointing from the houses on Google Earth from 1374 Hillcrest to video taken from 714 Fulton, and then during the daytime, and then is pointing from a Google Earth photo of 1370 Hillcrest to a daytime video taken at 714 Fulton. Excuse me, taken from 714 Fulton.
Okay. Slide number 10, tell the jury about this photo or this portion of this slide.
That is just thumbnails of the video recorded during the daytime, corresponding, pointing to the houses, same houses listed there on Google Earth.
Okay. And in this last slide, slide 10, you're noting the camera 4 view from 714 Fultz,
Correct, yes.
and you're noting the address of 1370 Hillcrest.
Yes.
Slide 11, tell the jury what you're talking about here.
That is a time date offset check provided by the Akron Police Department. The video date time is slowed by approximately 3 hours and 58 minutes on May 15th, 2017. So there's arrows pointing to the video date time of 15/05/2017, 02/24/50, and then the cell phone date time of May 15th, 6 a.m. 22.
So this is a date time check thing, kind of like you testified to in your last presentation. Is that fair?
Yes.
What's slide 12 telling us?
That alarm panel date time information provided by alarm.com.
Okay. Slide 13, tell the jury what you're noting here in slide 13.
Date time approximately May 14, 2017, 9:12 p.m. based on the offset calculation and the beginning of the narrative report timeline.
Okay, so up here is just a Google Earth photograph. Is that fair, sir, in slide 13?
Yes, on the top left.
Okay, and in the top right, you're showing the camera view just generally, right?
During the daytime, yes.
Okay, from whatever camera you're going to reference in this slide. Is that fair?
Yes.
And then this here is the camera view, so that will correspond with this photo up here. Is that right?
Yes.
Now, you mentioned the time. This is the date. This is the offsetted time here, as I'm pointing to with the marker.
Yes.
So that's the time that's corrected.
Yes.
Next, I'm going to move to slide 14. Tell the jury what you're noting here, and I believe you have an arrow there marking it.
What slide number did you say?
I'm on slide 14.
That's an individual walking frame left.
Okay, and is this the arrow here that I'm showing, sir, or I'm marking?
Yes.
Slide 15, tell the jury what you're showing here.
That is camera 2.
Okay, and this is what time?
Can you remove the pointer, please?
I'm sorry.
9:14 p.m.
All right. And slide 16, tell the jury what you're noting.
9:14 p.m. Lights visible.
Okay. And this is, I believe you testified to this before, but this is the driveway between 1374 and 1370 Hillcrest.
Yes.
Slide 17, what are you noting in this slide?
Camera 4.
Okay. And slide 18, tell the jury what you're noting here.
Vehicle tail light not visible.
Okay. So you're noting that there's a vehicle in the driveway there.
Yes.
And you said tail light. How do you know that it's a tail light?
Based on the vehicle parking in the driveway there.
Okay. So the prior slide 17 is at 9:15 p.m. and the light is visible, correct?
On slide 17?
Slide 17.
Yes.
And slide 18, it's not visible.
Yes.
Slide 19, tell the jury what you're noting here.
Vehicle tail light not visible.
Appears to be the opposite tail light, is that right?
Yes.
Slide 20, what are you noting here?
Individual moving frame right.
And whereas, how did you note that on slide 20?
With an arrow.
Okay. Slide 21, can you tell the jury what you're highlighting in this series of slides?
Camera 4.
Okay. Slide 22, can you tell the jury what you're noting here?
Camera 4, 9:15 p.m. individual moving frame right.
And is this the arrow that you're noting that activity, sir?
Yes.
Slide 23, tell us about this photo.
Camera 4, 9:15 p.m. individual moving frame right.
And you're noting it with an arrow again.
Yes.
Slide 24, can you tell us about this slide?
9:15 camera 4.
Okay. And slide 25, can you tell us about what you're noting here?
9:15 movement visible.
Okay. And that is, you have the arrow marking that movement.
Yes.
Slide 26, what are you noting here?
Camera 4 at 9:15 p.m.
Now slide 27, can you describe what you're trying to show the jury here, sir?
11:01 p.m. vehicle moving frame left.
Okay. And it appears that you have that marked here on the with your red arrow.
Yes.
You're noting, or can you, when you view this slide, there's some vehicles on faults, fair?
Yes.
Slide 28, can you tell us about that slide?
11:12 p.m. vehicle moving frame left.
Slide 29, can you tell us about this?
11:13 p.m. vehicle moving frame left.
Once again, marking it with the red arrow.
Yes.
Slide 30, tell us about this slide.
11:14 p.m. vehicle moving frame left.
Slide 31, can you tell us about this slide?
11:20 p.m. vehicle moving frame left.
32,
11:20 p.m. vehicle moving frame left.
and 33,
11:22 p.m. individual moving frame left.
34,
11:23 p.m. individual moving frame left.
Tell us about slide 35. What do you see here, sir? Or what are you noting here?
11:29 p.m. individuals moving frame left.
Slide 36, can you tell the jury what you're noting here?
11:29 p.m. individual visible.
Slide 37,
11:30 p.m. vehicle moving frame left.
slide 38, tell the jury what you're noting here.
11:30 p.m. vehicle moving frame left.
And slide 39,
11:34 p.m. vehicle moving frame left.
slide 40, tell the jury what you're noting.
11:40 p.m. vehicle moving frame right.
Okay. And so by frame right, it's going in this direction as I move with the cursor. Is that fair, sir?
Yes.
Slide 41, tell the jury what you're noting here.
11:42 p.m. vehicle moving frame left.
Slide 42,
11:43 p.m. vehicle moving frame left.
slide 43.
12:49 a.m. individual visible.
Okay. And finally, slide 44, can you tell the jury what you're noting in this slide?
12:50 a.m. vehicle moving frame left.
Okay. Now, Mr. Barkhurst, were you able to assist in the preparation of a timeline much like you did in 2016?
Yes.
Mr. Barkhurst, I'm going to show you some poster boards that have been marked for identification purposes. It states exhibits 123, 124, 125, and 126. Sir, can you please take a minute to look at those and let me know when you're finished?
Okay,
Have you had a chance to look at these, sir?
yes,
Okay, and do these fairly and accurately reflect the timeline that you assisted in putting together?
yes,
All right, and I'm going to show you a packet here of information. Those are also marked State's Exhibit 123 through 126. You take a minute to look through those.
okay,
Okay, and does this packet that's marked States 123 through 126, is this part of the timeline or the timeline that you assisted in preparation for this case?
yes,
Okay, and does this packet of information match these poster boards?
yes.
Okay. Your Honor, I'm going to ask hand these out to the jury.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, these timelines, for your purposes, are demonstrative only. At the conclusion of the testimony, they'll be recollected.
Okay, now back to our narrative presentation, Mr. Barkhurst. In slide 44, in that series of slides, you had noted a bunch of vehicles moving up and down the street. Is that fair, sir?
Yes,
Okay. And as we move to slide 45, what do you see here and what are you noting in your slide?
Cameron Ford, 1258,
And this is at 12:58. The earlier slide at 44 was at what time?
12:50 a.m.,
Okay. And that was a car moving out onto East Avenue.
vehicle moving frame left, yes.
Slide 45 is at what time, sir?
12:58 a.m.,
What do you see on the street there?
Cameron Ford,
Okay. And do you see any vehicles?
no.
Slide 46, can you tell the jury what you're noting here with your arrow?
12:58 a.m., individual moving frame left.
Okay. What residence is that individual next to? What address?
1370 Hillcrest.
Is that noted on your timeline?
Sorry, Judge, I'm sorry, can we approach real quick?
Yes. Okay, you may proceed, Mr. D'Angelo.
No, no. This individual moving frame left, is that noted on your timeline, sir?
Yes,
Okay. I'm going to move on to slide 47. Tell the jury what you're trying to show here.
12:58 a.m., individual moving frame left.
That's noted with your arrow.
Yes,
Okay. And slide 48. What are you noting here?
Cameron Ford, 12:58 a.m.
Okay. And did you no longer see the individual?
No.
All right. Slide 49. Tell the jury what you're showing here.
Panel disarmed, 5/15/2017, 1:13 a.m., alarm.com record.
Okay. So this comes from the alarm.com records.
Yes,
Is this noted on your timeline?
yes.
Mr. Barkhurst, I'm going to move on to slide 50. Tell the jury what you're going to show here in this series of slides, and then we'll go over them individually, slides 50 through 56. What are you going to note here generally?
On slides 50 through 56, we see a camera 3, and then we'll see an individual moving frame left.
Okay. So we're on camera 3 here from 714 Fultz on slide 50. What are you noting here on slide 51, sir?
1:36 a.m. individual moving frame left.
Okay. And this street here, what street is that?
That is Hillcrest.
Okay. Is this noted on your timeline?
Yes.
Tell us about slide 52. What are you noting here?
1:36 a.m. individual moving frame left.
And that's noted with your arrow?
Yes.
Okay. Slide 53, tell us what you're noting here.
1:36 a.m. individual moving frame left.
Once again, with your arrow noted.
Yes.
Slide 54, tell the jury what you're trying to show here.
1:36 a.m. individual moving frame left with arrow.
Okay. Slide 55.
1:36 a.m. individual moving frame left with arrow.
And slide 56.
1:37 a.m.
Okay. No individuals no longer there, right?
Yes.
Now moving on to slides 57 through 60. Generally, tell the jury what you're going to see in this series of slides. 57 through 60.
Camera forward and individual running frame left.
So this is our first slide, slide 57. This is from camera 4, 714 Fultz. Is that right, sir?
Yes.
What time is it?
1:41 a.m.
Is that noted on your timeline, that time frame?
Yes.
Okay. What are you noting here in slide 58?
1:41 a.m. individual running frame left.
Okay. And you describe it as running. Is that based on when you watch the video, you can tell they're moving a little bit quicker than walking?
Yes.
Slide 59, can you tell the jury what you're noting here with your arrow?
1:49 a.m. individual running frame left.
And slide 60, can you tell the jury what you're noting here with your arrow?
1:40 a.m. individual running frame left.
What are you noting here in slide 61?
Panel arms stay. May 15, 2017. 1:48:53 a.m. Alarm.com record.
And Mr. Barkhurst, before we move on to the next series of slides, in slide 60, we see the individual running frame left, correct?
Yes.
Did you have a chance, did you look at the back cameras then for that time period?
Yes.
And what were you able to see?
So I didn't see an individual on camera 1. Camera 2 had no video. And I didn't see an individual on camera 3.
Okay. And, yeah, I mean, we can view that it's dark at that time period, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So slide 61 notes panel armed 1:48:53 a.m.
Yes.
Is that noted on the timeline here? I believe it states 1:24.
Yes.
Slide 62, can you tell the jury what you're noting here?
Panel disarm stay. May 15, 2017. 1:59:59 a.m. Alarm.com record.
Okay. Is that noted here on states 124, your timeline?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Barkhurst, tell us about States Exhibit 63. What are you going to show us in this sequence of slides from 63 to 67, just very generally?
– 2:12 a.m. Camera 4. I'm sorry. What slide numbers did you say?
I'm starting at slide 63, okay, through 67, Mr. Barkhurst. Can you tell the jury what you're going to note or show them in this series of slides, 63 through 67?
Yes. Can I see, just go through the frames?
Sure. 63, what is this camera view?
It's camera 4.
All right, and 64, can you tell us what you're noting here in this slide?
2:12 a.m. on slide 64, individual walking frame right.
And how are you noting that here in this narrative?
With an arrow.
Okay. And slide 65, can you tell the jury what you're noting here?
Camera 4, 2:12 a.m. individual walking frame right. It's an arrow.
All right. And is this a movement here in front of 714 Fultz noted on your timeline?
Yes.
And that states 125, is that right? That timeline?
Yes.
Okay. Slide 66, can you tell the jury what you're noting here with your arrow?
2:13 a.m. camera 4, individual walking frame right.
What street is that there again, just so the record's clear?
Fultz Street.
Okay. What are you showing here in slide 67?
2:13 a.m. camera 4.
Moving on to slide 68 through 71, we're going to see this sequence of slides. Mr. Barkhurst, tell the jury what we're going to start to see here, or what you're going to note here in these series.
Individual running frame left.
Once again, you're describing this as a run.
Yes.
And so in slide 68, what are you noting here with the arrow?
An individual.
Okay. And that's at what time?
2:14 a.m.
That noted on your timeline?
Yes.
Slide 69, can you tell the jury what you're trying to show here?
2:14 a.m. camera 4, individual running frame left.
Noted once again with your arrow.
Yes.
Slide 70,
Camera 4, 2:14 a.m. individual running frame left.
and slide 71.
Camera 4, 2:14 a.m.
Slide 72, Mr. Barkhurst, can you tell the jury what we're seeing here?
Panel arm stay, May 15, 2017, 2:21:25 a.m.
Okay, and that's from the alarm.com records?
Yes.
All right, is this noted on your timeline here? States Exhibit 125?
Yes.
Back to States Exhibit 71, Mr. Barkhurst, before we move on to the alarm.com record slide. But 71, you had shown a series of slides where an individual was running in front of 714 Fultz. Do you recall that?
Yes.
Once again, did you have a chance to look at the back cameras of 714 Fultz to see if you saw anything?
Yes.
Okay, and tell the jury what you saw if you saw anything.
Camera 1, no individual movement.
Judge, can we find out what he's looking at and reading from?
Sure.
He's not testifying from memory.
Okay. Well, tell us what you're looking at first.
Yes, it's my notes describing the slides.
Okay.
Which we've never seen.
It appears it's his work.
He's talking about things now.
Would you call them your work product?
Yes.
All right, you want copies of it? Do you want copies of it?
Probably would need to take a chance to look at it, Judge. We've never seen it before.
All right.
No objection.
Okay. So, Mr. Masich. We need copies
Sure.
of Mr. Barker's paper, so I would guess don't run it through the feeder. In the meantime, you may proceed.
Okay, and you said you looked at those back cameras
Yes.
there at 714 Fultz. Did you see anything that was relevant that you wanted to put in the slideshow?
No.
Slide 72, you had previously testified to, and slide 73, can you tell the jury what you're noting here, sir?
Camera 3, date time, approximately May 15, 2017, 2:27 a.m.
Okay. And what are you noting here in slide 74?
Camera 3, 2:27 a.m., light visible.
Okay. That light is visible in what residence, Mr. Barkhurst?
$1374 Hillcrest.
Slide 75, what are you noting here?
Camera 3, 2:27 a.m., panel disarmed 5/15/2017, 2:27:13 a.m., log.com record.
The notation of this light going on and the panel disarming, is that noted on your timeline here, States Exhibit 125?
Yes.
Okay. We're going to move on to slide number 76. Judge, I think this is where his notes are assisting him,
All right.
his work product.
Why would you have to describe what his notes are first so that the foundation's laid so I can rule on the objection if there is one?
Thank you, Your Honor.
There is an objection, Judge, because he's not testifying from memory. He's testifying to things that we provided a presentation that we have reviewed in preparation to defend the case. And now he's testifying to
Enough.
things
I
that
got
are
it,
beyond
I got
that.
it. We'll do the rest of that at sidebar.
Mr. Barkhurst, can you tell the court what your notes generally describe?
The series of slides.
Okay. And do they assist you in describing what you're viewing?
Yes.
I believe we can do slide 76. What are you noting here, sir?
Camera 3,
Okay.
2:27 a.m.
And what do you notice here about the light at 1374 Hillcrest?
Can you repeat the question?
What do you note when we noted the slide here, 75, that there was a light on at 1374 Hillcrest? What are you noting in slide 76?
There's no light.
Go ahead, pass it on.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Barkhurst, did you prepare these notes in anticipation of your testimony or as you were putting the video together?
In anticipation.
Okay. So when you went through your video presentation, you made these notes in an effort to assist you while you're testifying?
Yes.
All right. Come to sidebar.
Did you want to say something else? Come back.
It's all right. All right, the objection sustained, subject to my further order. All righty. Okay, Mr. D'Angelo, you may proceed.
Mr. Parkhurst, you were referring to your notes here that we've made copies of and we now have. Is that correct, sir?
Yes.
All right. And, you know, now that we have them, if there's any time that you don't recall something or you need your recollection refreshed and you know that they're in these notes, please let me know and I'll refresh your recollection, okay?
Okay.
All right. Now, slide 76, and we're going to move on to slide 77 here. Excuse me, I'm going the wrong way. Can you tell the jury what you're noting here and the time that you're noting it?
Camera 4, 2:38 a.m.
All right, and you don't see anyone here in this slide. Is that fair, sir, or an individual?
Yes, that's fair.
Slide 78, can you tell the jury what you're beginning to note here with your red arrow?
Camera 4, 2:38 a.m., individual moving frame right.
Is this noted here on your PowerPoint or on your timeline? 126.
Yes.
Okay. And this residence here, just for purposes of the record, that's what residence?
That is 1370 Hillcrest.
What are you noting here in slide 79?
2:30 a.m., individual moving frame right.
Okay. Down Fultz, is that right?
Yes.
Slide 80, can you tell the jury what you're noting here?
2:38 a.m., individual moving frame right.
You note that with your arrow, is that right, sir?
Yes.
Slide 81, tell the jury what you're noting here.
2:39 a.m., area becomes brighter.
Okay. And once again, this is the front porch of 714 Fultz, is that right, sir?
Yes.
Tell the jury what you're noting here in this box here on slide 81.
Area becomes brighter.
All right. And so is that, you see a light, is that right?
Yeah, sustained. Ask a question.
Is this noted on your timeline in State's Exhibit 81?
Yes.
At 2:39 a.m.?
Yes.
State's Exhibit 82, tell the jury what you're going to note here in this series of slides.
2:40 a.m., individual running frame left.
And is that noted here on your timeline? State's 126?
Yes.
Slide 83, can you tell the jury what you're showing here?
Camera 4, 2:40 a.m., individual running frame left.
Noted here with your arrow.
Yes.
Slide 84, tell the jury what you're showing here.
Camera 4, 2:40 a.m., individual running frame left.
Okay. Now, slide 85, what camera view is this from, sir?
Camera 2.
Okay. And this is at 714 Fultz.
Yes.
Slide 86, tell the jury what you're showing here.
2:40 a.m., individual moving frame left.
Okay. And this is 13, what address is this here, sir?
That is 1370 Hillcrest.
Okay. And this address here?
That is 1374 Hillcrest.
What are you noting here in slide 87, Mr. Barkhurst?
2:40 a.m., individual moving frame left.
Slide 88?
2:40 a.m., individual moving frame left.
And slide 89, can you tell the jury what you're showing here?
2:48 a.m., individual moving frame left, tail light not visible.
Okay. And is this noted on your timeline?
No.
Yes.
Moving on to slide 90, tell the jury what you're noting here.
2:40 a.m., individual moving frame left.
Slide 91, what are we noting here?
2:40 a.m.
Okay. No more movement?
Correct.
Next, we're going to go to slide 92. Where is this camera view from?
Camera 4.
Okay. And what are you noting here in slide 93?
Area becomes brighter.
All right. And what are you noting here with this box?
The area which has become brighter.
Is this noted on your timeline? States 126.
Yes.
Next, I'd like to talk about slide 94 and this next sequence of slides. What are we going to start to see here, Mr. Barkhurst?
We'll see a door open.
Objection.
As to that characterization.
What do you believe you will see here in this series of slides that you're going to note in slides 94 through 105?
Objection.
Overruled, you may answer.
Movement.
Okay. Slide 95, can you tell the jury what you're showing here?
Objection.
Overruled.
What you believe you're seeing?
2:43 a.m. door open.
Okay. And that's at, just for purposes of the record, 1374 Hillcrest?
Yes.
Slide 96, can you tell the jury what you're noting in this slide?
Objection.
Overruled.
Camera 2, 2:43 a.m. Panel arm stay. 5/15/2017, 2:43:05 a.m. Alarm.com record. Door open.
Are these notations noted on your timeline?
Yes.
Okay. Slide 97, what are you showing here with your arrow?
Camera 2, 2:43 a.m. Movement visible.
Slide 98, tell us what you're showing.
Camera 2, 2:43 a.m. Movement visible.
Slide 99,
Camera 2, 2:43 a.m. Movement visible.
okay. Slide 100, what are you showing in this slide?
Camera 2, 2:43 a.m. Movement visible.
Now, in slide 100, and I think we've seen this in other slides, Mr. Barkhurst, what are you noting, or what do you see here, what do you believe you see here in this portion of the slide that I'm circling with the cursor?
Movement visible.
Okay. In this upper portion, what do you see in that part of the slide?
Objection.
Overruled.
Can you repeat the question, please?
I'll withdraw it. I'm going to move to slide 101. Can you tell the jury what you're noting here?
Objection.
Overruled.
Camera 2, 2:43 a.m. Door closed.
Okay. And that door is to what residence?
1374 Hillcrest.
Slide 102. Can you tell the jury what you're showing here?
2:43 a.m. Movement visible.
Okay. And this is, just so the record's clear, in the driveway?
Yes.
Slide 103. Can you tell the jury what you're seeing here, or what you believe you're noting here?
Camera 2, 2:43 a.m. Movement visible.
Is this noted here on your timeline?
Yes.
Slide 104. How about this slide?
Camera 2, 2:43 a.m. Movement visible.
What are you noting here in this slide 105?
Camera 2, 2:43 a.m.
Okay. No more movement in the driveway area.
Yes.
Next, I'm going to move to slide 106. Mr. Barkhurst, tell the jury what you believe you are going to note here, or what you believe you see in your noting in your narrative.
2:43, no movement.
Okay. And 107, what are you noting here?
Movement visible.
Okay. And where is that located in relation to the map?
It is movement visible at 1370, outside 1370 Hillcrest.
Okay. On the side. Is that right?
Yes.
And we see that up here in the photograph and then the Google Earth image. Is that right, sir, as I'm pointing on the cursor?
Yes.
Good. What are you noting here in slide 108?
Camera 4, 2:43 a.m. Movement visible.
Slide 109, what are we noting here?
Camera Camera 4, 2:43 a.m., movement visible.
Slide 110, can you tell the jury what you're noting here with your red arrow?
Camera 4, 2:43 a.m., individual visible.
Slide 111, can you tell the jury what you're noting here?
Objection.
Overruled.
Camera 4, 2:43 a.m., door open.
Okay, and you're noting that with your red arrow?
Yes.
And that is pointing to what residence?
Objection.
Overruled.
1370 Hillcrest.
Is this noted on your timeline, State's Exhibit 126?
Yes.
112, can you tell the jury what you believe you are noting here, or what you believe you saw in the video and you're noting here in your slideshow on slide 112?
As to the characterization and frame in question.
What are you noting here in slide 112, Mr. Barkhurst?
Objection.
Overruled.
Camera 4, 2:43 a.m., door closed.
Slide 113, you have additional things you're noting here in your slide, so tell the jury about that.
There's at camera 4, 2:43 a.m. There's a video of that, and then attempted 911 call from Angela Boggs' phone at 5:15/2017, 2:42 a.m.
Is this attempted 911 call noted in States 126, your timeline?
Yes.
Slide 114, can you tell the jury what you're showing here?
Camera 4, 2:45 a.m. attempted 911 call from Angela Boggs' phone at 5:15/2017, 2:45:30 a.m.
Is that noted in your timeline?
Yes.
Slide 115, what are you noting here, sir, in this slide?
Camera 4, 2:46 a.m. 2:46 a.m. 911 call.
Okay. Is this 911 call also noted on your timeline, States
Yeah.
126?
Yes.
Slide 116, can you tell the jury what you're noting here?
Camera 4, 2:50 a.m. individual observing fire. 2:49 a.m. 911 call.
All right, and is the, what do you see here, sir, as I'm noting with my cursor?
The individual observing fire.
Slide 117, can you tell the jury what you're noting here?
Camera 4, 2:52 a.m. ambulance visible.
And slide 18, can you tell the jury what you're showing us here?
Camera 4, 2:53 a.m. fire truck visible. Engine 4 arrival time 5:15/2017, 2:52:42 a.m. provided by the Akron Fire Department.
Now, Mr. Barkhurst, we moved on to slide 19, and I believe it says post-fire. What's this sequence of slides going to describe?
So there are some events, a video that I want to show. Because I was provided the alarm.com record times, I just want to show what's going on video or what's not going on video at the time versus the alarm.com record.
Now, is there an issue with the time on the video that occurs?
What was your question again?
Was there an issue, did you notice an issue when you viewed the video in relation to the time on the video as you were viewing it?
Sometimes when there is a motion.com activity, there is no video.
Okay. And do you notice any time changes?
Yes.
Tell the jury about that. What did you notice?
There was a jump in time.
Okay. And do you know the explanation for that? As to why that happened?
It's my understanding that the time was changed.
Okay. Slide 120, can you tell us about this slide?
5/15/2017, 7:54 a.m. and then individual knocks on door.
Okay, and this is knocking on the door of what residence?
714 Fultz.
And slide 121, can you tell us about this slide, what you're noting here?
7:55 a.m. individual goes into house.
And slide 122, what are you noting in this slide?
There's now a jump.
Okay, and describe the jump. Read the times in, please.
So observed time jump from 3:58 a.m. from the previous video to 8:05 a.m.
Okay. What are you noting here in slide 123?
It's another observed time jump. This time it's on camera 1.
Okay.
So on the video from the left, the date's 15/05/2017, 4:08. Then the next video I found from camera 1 starts at 15/05/2017, 8:06:09. And that is based on the display time on the video.
So what do you mean by displayed time? What are you trying to highlight with that?
So that is the DVR time. After the time jump, I don't have no time date offset was provided to me. So that's just what I see on the timestamp on the video.
Okay, so you don't know exactly what the time is. Is that what you're saying, sir?
Yes.
Okay. Next, we're going to move to States 124, another time jump explanation slide. Is that fair?
Yes, for on camera 3.
Tell us what you're showing.
15/05/2017, 3:41:38. Camera 3. That's on the left there, and then on the right, the next found camera 3 video file starts at 15/05/2017, 8:06:46.
Slide 125, can you tell us what you're showing here?
So camera 2 could not determine a time jump on camera 2. Can't see what the hour is on that.
So what do you mean you can't see it?
Because it's really bright, and the hour time is white, and it's hard to read what it is on that video.
As I'm noting it with my cursor, is that in that area there, sir?
Yes.
Okay, so you just can't tell what that is.
Yes.
Next, I'm going to go to slide 126. Can you tell the jury what this slide shows?
It's camera 4, 15/05/2017, 8:05:50. Observed individual exiting house.
Okay. Now tell the jury what you're going to show in this next series of slides here.
Post-fire with video, date timestamp of 16/05/2017.
And so what does that mean?
So this is video after the fire, and that is the timestamp on the video.
Okay. From 714 Fultz.
Yes.
Okay. Tell the jury what you're showing in slide 128.
So this is information on the top from alarm.com. Panel disarmed 05/2006. Excuse me. Panel disarmed 05/16/2017. 6:38:08 a.m. Alarm.com record. No video found for camera 2 at that date and time.
And camera 2 is the camera you're having a hard time with the time. Is that right?
Sustained.
What did you notice, or what was strike that, Judge. All right, slide 129. Tell the jury what you're noting here in this slide.
Objection.
Overruled.
Display date time 1605, 2017, 6:42:31. Door open.
And that's at what residence?
That is at 1374 Hillcrest.
Slide 130, tell us about this slide.
Display date time 1605, 2017, 6:42:32. Door closed.
Objection.
Overruled.
At what residence?
1374 Hillcrest.
Slide 131, can you tell us what you're showing here?
Display date time 1605, 2017, 06:42:42.
Okay. And what do you see in this photo? What do you see happen?
A vehicle.
Okay. And it comes out of where?
That is in front of 1374 Hillcrest.
Okay. And in slide 130, to go back one, do you see that same vehicle, Mr. Barkhurst?
Yes.
Okay. That's it. Where is that located?
1374 Hillcrest.
In the driveway?
Yes.
Slide 132, can you tell the jury what you're showing them here?
Display date time 1605, 2017, 06:42:45.
And slide 133, tell the jury what you're noting in this section.
Panel armed stay 05/16, 2017.
That comes from where?
Alarm.com record.
Okay.
And no video found for camera 2 at that display date time
Okay.
of 06:46:24 a.m.
And slide 134, can you tell the jury about this slide?
Panel disarmed 05/16, 2017, 09:46:56 a.m. Alarm.com record. Display date time 1605, 2017, 09:46:56.
Okay. Slide 135, tell us what you're noting in this series.
Display date time 1605, 2017, 10:46:05.
And then slide 136, what do you believe you're seeing and noting here?
Door open.
Okay, and that what time's that at?
Display date time 1605, 2017, 10:46:08.
Next slide is 137. What do you see in this slide?
Display date time 1605, 2017, 10:46:12. Individual exits house.
At slide 138, how about this slide? What do you see here, sir?
Display date time 1605, 2017, 10:46:39. Individual getting into video. Individual getting into vehicle.
The vehicle is parked in where?
1374 Hillcrest.
In the driveway?
Yes.
Slide 139, can you tell the jury what you're noting here?
Display date time 1605, 2017, 10:47:08.
Slide 140, what are you noting in this slide?
Panel arms day 5/16, 2017, 10:47:16 a.m. Alarm.com record.
And slide 141, what does this describe, sir?
End of the narrative report.
Okay. Judge, the video presentation does take, I think, about 45 minutes.
Okay, all right, so I think it's a good time for us to take our lunch break. It's 5 minutes to 12. I'll remind you of the admonition I've given you at all breaks. Do not discuss the case amongst yourselves or with anyone else. Do not let anyone discuss it in your presence. If they do, report it to myself or Mr. Masich immediately. Do not post or read anything about this case on the internet through any electronic device, including your cell phone. And again, do not express or form an opinion until the case has finally been submitted to you. So I have 5 to 12. If you'll be back in the jury room at 1. After your lunch, we'll begin with Mr. Barkhurst's remaining testimony. We're adjourned. Oh, upside down. Yeah, you can leave those on your seats. Leave them with your yellow pad and just leave everything upside down on your seats.
All rise, please.
So to be clear, no one's to take exhibits 123 through 126 out of this courtroom.